Over the last year or so, the BBC have been wasting even more tax money that they've been receiving on rebranding and new ugly logos. Now we have the end product, and we also have a reaction from Nigel Farage. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Every time I talk about the BBC, I always remember that we have a big problem with the whole structure of the biased organization that is the BBC. Because some people would say, well, it's okay. I'm not paying my TV license fee, so it's not my problem. That is a big issue because, yes, it's not your problem in the sense that you don't have to feel guilty for funding this organization. But in reality, it's still having a massive impact on the rest of society. That is the issue with the BBC. Doesn't matter if I, Maya Tousi, I'm paying for the BBC's TV license or not. What they are doing is affecting us. What they are doing is damaging the British culture and the British reputation. So we still have to oppose it. We still have to fight against it, even if we are not funding it. Now, this issue is about these new logos. Oh my God. Guess how much they spent on these rebrandings. And by the way, this is just the beginning of the cost because of the actual logos, because they also have the maintenance, they also have everything else with this project coming up. Over £7 million. Yes, 7 million and almost 300,000 pounds on these digital rebranding vanity projects that they've been doing. On the one hand, this is one issue. But also, when you look at what's actually been going on, the cost of the rebranding is equal to over 45,000 TV licenses. This does matter because, again, it's not really about if you and I are funding it or not. It's about the principle, and also it's about how it's a massive platform to rant about their own political bias by hiding behind the mask of transparency. This is Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage came out and gave his reaction when it comes to the BBC's rebranding.
BBC, yes, the BBC. They've just spent £7 million of your money modernising, updating. Yes, they've been to a couple of design shops and they've got some new logos. Let me put those up on the screen for those that are watching on television. Those of you listening on radio have the benefit of this one because they are so sort of ugly cuboid structures. Goodness only knows how all of that cost $7 million.
So the problem here is that the fact that Nigel Farage could talk about this on his show on GB News, a new channel that is now on Ofcom and on Freeview on Sky and all the mainstream platforms. Well, the BBC are not too happy about it, and you have seen the propaganda against GB News. Now, there is a big issue with the whole debate because over the last couple of decades, the way the likes of Sky News or Channel 4 especially became left-wing, but they still pretended that they are transparent. The BBC are on a whole new level anyway. Then I also have a problem with sometimes when certain shows on channels like GB News come and say, well, we are impartial. We don't have bias. Well, that's not true, is it? You also have your own bias. The problem is not bias. People don't mind bias. People want transparency. As long as you're open about your biases, about your leanings, objectivity matters. It's not about impartiality. You need to be objective. And Nigel Farage and his show is good because he doesn't pretend to be impartial in that sense, but he is objective. Everybody knows his leanings, but he tries his best to be objective. That's what I try to do on this channel. Everybody knows my leaning. I never claim not to be biased. But during my reporting, during my analysis, I say, well, these are the facts. This is my opinion. And also critical thinking, always go with that. But shape your own views. Don't even let me feed you my own thoughts. Don't even let me shape your own opinion. That's the reality. People want transparency and objectivity. They don't like to be lied to. And they don't like, whether they say, well, we are Sky News. We are the king of impartiality. And in reality, you just see rants and rants and rants about climate emergency. That is the problem. Now, let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm Maya Tousi, and we are the media.